All right. Good afternoon and welcome to this episode of Think Tank Thursday. I am Candy Kelly and I am your host for this week. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to join us. Before we jump in, I got to give a shout out to my 2022 Think Tank sponsors. We are so grateful for sponsors like Embed, Simnox, Party Center Software, Redemption Plus, and Betson who help us bring you all of this great information every week. So on Thursdays, Trainertainment likes to take a little bit of time away from all of the doing that there is to be done and spend a little bit of time thinking about ways to grow our business and other aspects where we can improve upon. And today we're going to do that with a great guest who has never before been on Think Tank. So I'm super excited about that. So why don't you take a second, tell everyone who you are and what it is you do in the industry.
All right, very good. Thank you, Candy. I appreciate you having me here today. I appreciate it very much. And you're right. Sponsors make it possible to get all this good information out, no matter what you're doing. And it's fantastic. That's a great list of sponsors you have. My name is Jim Howell. I'm the president and co-owner of Perky's Pizza based in Tampa, Florida. This is our 35th year in business. It's my 23rd. Yeah, I know, 23rd year. And it's our 30th year exhibiting at IAAPA. So we're really excited about that. People have gotten used to us at IAAPA, come turn the corner, and there we are. But
how many years have you had that same exact booth?
I think this is year 11 straight years. Yeah. And it's a funny, quick story. We got that booth because we used to be in other places and there were such long lines at the event. Our people next to us, another booth, complained about the line. So they took me down to that one corner one year, like 11 years ago, and said, "What do you think?" I'm like, I don't know, man, the corner. Best thing I ever did. Now we can line people up along there. It's fantastic. So yeah. So it's our 30th year. We're really excited about that. We're doing some marketing around that, everything else. So yeah, oddly enough, we started in the family entertainment business, the bowling business. So in terms of industry, we're probably in every venue possible when it comes to the entertainment world. You name it: bowling, trampoline parks, family entertainment, mixed use, resorts, hotels. I mean, we're about as broad based as you can get. And we do pizza for people who don't do pizza, more or less. A lot of times people have this idea of, I'm going to do a family entertainment center, and how hard can the pizza be? Well, it turns out pizza is very difficult because it probably has the most moving parts to it in any family entertainment center. And I would say the kitchen even has more moving parts in it than the rest of the family entertainment center as well. So we do pizza for people who don't do pizza, and we do it anywhere from literally 150 square foot snack bar wedged in crazy place to, I think the biggest one we did was like a 3,000 square foot kitchen, So I mean, we do everything from small concessions all the way up to as big as they get, really. So, and we also sponsor quite a bit of seminars, things like that. I'm active at IAAPA. I go to all those. I do a lot of business around the world, 15 different countries. So I go to the Central America, the Middle East, expositions, and the host and the seminars that they have in the after hours, stuff like that. So I'm very active, kind of like behind the scenes, working with the folks. So we do a lot, I think. Mm-hmm. And we serve as an educational backdrop too, a sounding board for a lot of people. Yeah.
I know. I met you years ago when I was working at more of a niche family entertainment center that focused on children's entertainment more than the whole family. And you helped us put pizza in when we were ordering out. So I think that's a great segue into, there really are some different levels of food and beverage. And so how do you help someone decide what size footprint they're going to have?
That's the biggest question there is. It all starts with a conversation on how big's your venue, how big's your overall venue, and how much space have you dedicated towards your kitchen, if any. So sometimes they have existing kitchens, and then you talk about their menu ideas. Like, you start with a process. So you say, listen, if you're a pure trampoline park, okay, you're not going to need more than a few menu items. So you can get away with 450 square feet, a very compact menu, limited. Okay. But nowadays, if they're getting full service, then you have to have a conversation. Like if you want wine and beer and liquor, that's a whole nother level of design and layout, responsibility, and everything else. So then you have the conversation of, well, what do you want? Do you want to have a bar? So it's a huge conversation with the operator of where they see themselves in terms of food service. And what's going to go in, and also the demographics, like with Monkey Joe's or those other folks, we knew it was a lower, age wise. So you don't need beer and wine. You don't need a lot. There's 8 things on the menu, and that's all you needed. So that's what we did. We helped push that in there. Yeah.
Oh,
So.
I love that starts with a conversation. So why don't you go ahead and tell everyone why they should speak to an expert instead of trying to figure out for themselves and piecemeal a kitchen themselves?
That's why there's a couple pizza salesmen. I'm one of them. There's no hot dog vendor, chicken vendor, nobody out there putting together chicken programs like that because nobody cares about chicken and hot dogs. I don't mean to say that, but pizza is the number one selling item in family entertainment centers, almost in restaurants. It doesn't matter where you are. It's the number one selling item. People come to expect it. Okay. It's a lot. There's a lot of moving parts to it as well. It's not just pizza. So my biggest issue I have, it politely so to say, is everybody has their favorite pizza. Everybody knows how to make a pizza, and everybody thinks they're Wolfgang Puck Jr. Oh, how can it be, man? My friend's son, he worked at a pizzeria for a while. I got it. Well, then they run into, so they think they know a lot more than they do, more or less. But the practical side of it is how do you prepare for that rush on Saturday? How do you prepare for pizzas coming out of there? Half go to the birthday parties, half go to retail. How do you keep that freshness? How big is your location? The thing about capacity, so you have all these questions in there about, how to do pizza. And you run into a lot, to this day, I run into people saying, I got it. So I say this, when you build a hospital, you hire doctors and nurses, and that's what we do. It's funny. People, they listen to their CPA, they listen to their lawyer, they listen to their doctor, very well. When it comes to pizza and food service, man, people lose their minds, they lose their minds for the most part.
It's such a multi-level thing. I can know how to make a pizza. It seems relatively easy, right? I need some dough, I need some sauce, I need some toppings.
Yeah.
But do I know how to get distribution in my center? Do I know how to lay out a kitchen in a way that will meet the health code needs of the different variations? And those are different across the country. There are some variations across the country that you need. Can I train other people to make a pizza and not overuse my ingredients? So what are some safeguards that you put into place with a program like Perky's Pizza to help with those types of things?
Yeah, anyone can do pizza. Pizza is the easiest thing I do. When we have the chance, if we start with a blank slate, so to say, we know that most health departments around the country now, especially nowadays, they're gonna you have to have a 3-bin sink, you have to have a mop sink, you have to have a place to let things either hang dry, on the shelf, or you have to have a dishwasher that either is high temp that doesn't use chemicals, or the lower temp that has chemicals, and that's the whole thing. We're seeing a movement towards grease traps, so we loaded up on our design with what we know they're going to require. We just know it. Washable surfaces, drains every, I think it's 12 feet in most places. Hand sinks within 20 feet of preparation areas in most places. So we load that in first, and we do that based on where the water is, maybe existing water, or where the power is. And then we start off with those things. And then the last thing we do is put in the pizza oven, because that's the easiest thing there is, but there are. So we have it built in that we have a checklist of, hey, listen, sinks, everything else right down the list. And then we get to the actual layout and flow of the kitchen. Yeah.
And then in creating your pizza, you have one of the most ingenious ways to make sure that people don't use too many ingredients. The way you do your pizza is amazing.
Yeah, it's great stuff. We've learned the hard way over time. We took it. They used to call it we call it employee friendly nowadays. In the 2022 we call it employee friendly. And so we have some tools that make it very easy to eliminate waste and make it easy to make a pizza. And one of the best things we do is, like for our sauce, we have what we call a spoodle, and it's measured exactly in ounces. Okay, so you put it on there. It's very easy, so you can't overportion that at all. If you try, you could, but it's very hard. Okay, and then our cheese, you put the cheese on there, and ours is particularly diced, so you can pile that cheese on there. But when you dump it off, you're left with 6 ounces exactly, so you can't overportion that. So now our customers, or anybody who's out there uses our products, they're able to have a consistent food cost, and that's very important. And you can't overportion. So that's what we do. And we have a poster that I changed it last year that said we used to have half a cup of this and half a cup of vegetables. Now I have it in, there's a golf ball, a pool ball, a baseball, and a softball. So it's even easier to remember if you're a person. Hey, put a softball size of pepperoni on there. That's all you do. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible now. Yeah.
You said consistency for your customers, which are the FEC, the family entertainment owners and businesses that serve your pizza, but it also provides a consistency for the people who are ordering from them. Because one of the worst things you can be in serving food is someone who, this time I get a pizza and it's great, it's the right amount of ingredients. Next time I get a pizza and I feel like it's like too much of anything, and the next time it's not enough of the toppings. So consistency will help any operator to increase their food and beverage revenues.
For sure, especially in family entertainment centers that are a location, and people are coming to them. They're not moving around. They don't have they very rarely have transient customer base. There are people who live in that neighborhood and go there for specific reasons. So consistency, they'll notice the consistency for sure, and all the food and beverage operations. Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that you see, ways that you see operators really be successful and when looking at the different levels of food and beverage? And then on the flip side, what are some of the ways that you've really seen them struggle that you've been able to help people?
That's how I make my living, Candy. Okay, I've been here for 23 years, and I probably had 5 customers come to me and say, Jim, I want to sell pizza Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's all I want to do. I don't care how much it costs, but that's what I want to focus on because that's where the money is. And so they recognize that's where the money is. Okay, they didn't want to reinvent the wheel. They're like, this sauce, that sauce, this cheese, that cheese. Ask 100 people what they want. I mean, it's a nightmare, right? So we put in this program, and those are my successful operators. And because they spent the money on capacity, okay, meaning they have refrigerators and freezers to bring in inventory, and then they have the prep unit, and then they have the ovens to match that inventory and that business. I mean, I would say in the beginning it was a little overbuilt. Now they can hardly keep up, and they got 2 more ovens as opposed to having 3. Now they got 2 sets, they got 5 ovens, and because it just built on itself, because it was, like you said, consistent, hot, fresh, and it was coming out. Because the thing about family food, especially pizza, the thing about pizza is in capacity. People are like, oh, $17,000 for an oven. Oh my gosh, I only need 1. Well, yeah, you're right. You only need 1 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but you need 3 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so, and they're like, well, oh, I know. I'll just buy a warming cabinet, and we'll make them ahead of time and put them in there. And I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. You got a family coming in, spending $400 or $500 on a birthday party, and you're going to put a pizza in there 45 minutes ahead of time and then serve it to them. Okay. I always ask them, have you ever had a pizza delivered to your house after 30, 40, 45 minutes? They're like, yeah. I said, how was it? Oh, it's terrible. Okay. That's what you're selling now.
Mm-hmm.
So I try and plant these things in their mind because that's real experience that everybody's had. But so my most successful operators, they built it for speed, and they made an investment in the equipment and the inventory, so they can manage their business. Because hey man, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is when you make hay in family entertainment centers. And so those guys, the ones who struggle, have too many things on the menu, and they didn't design their kitchen. The distributor salesman said, oh, you can get some free nacho machines, let's put them here. And then the Coke guy comes in and says, oh, or Pepsi, excuse me, and says, oh, well, look, you can put one here, here, and here. Okay, so they have 2 or 3 Coke or soda machines, and then it just looks like this Frankenstein of a cafe. And that dovetails into, it's hard to get people to work in a place that is just choppy and hard. So it's all one big mashup, Candy, of that. And so the people who struggle overshoot the runway. They make too many promises. They preach quality and everything else on the menu board, and they deliver subpar ingredients. And people see it. I mean, people aren't stupid, man. Especially nowadays, consumers more educated now than they've ever been. Yeah, and they have these pesky little things that can report their experience like this. So
Beth likes to say today's consumers are more discerning and demanding of quality than previous consumers.
Yeah. And the other thing about my successful operators, excuse me, is it's not just pizza, but they limit their menu and know thyself. Putting in salads and wraps into a small what do you call them nowadays? The blow up parks. That's crazy. Nobody's coming there for those things. My most successful operators also have one size soda beverage and one size icy, and that they do one size, rid their inventory. So they've pared down. So anyway, there you have it.
Some notes about what you said. You're right. They probably could handle with one oven the majority of the days of the week. But if you've been in this industry for a while, 85% of our revenue comes from Friday at 4 p.m. to Sunday when we close our doors. And so what should you be planning for? Do I want to plan for Monday to Thursday, which represents 15% of my business? Or do I want to plan for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the business I'm going to get there that it represents 85% of my revenue?
Be shocked at the amount of people who plan for 15% of their business. You'd be shocked. Yeah.
I want to go back to what you said about keeping menus simple. And so when you're looking at a traditional cafe snack bar, obviously pizza's on there. What do you one thing that I have loved about Perky's over the years is you guys have gotten pretty creative with some of your recipes that start with pizza dough. I can do everything from breakfast to dessert, right?
Yeah. We had a great dessert pizza. Yeah. In a traditional cafe like that, where it's the entire thing is maybe between 500 and 800 square feet, something like that. You got to here's the thing: sell what sells, okay? And that people can walk up, and you don't even need a menu board in most places. You walk up and go, can I get a pizza, some tenders, and some fries, and some nachos? You shouldn't even have a menu board. That's how easy it should be. I mean, I don't want to oversimplify it, but your pizza, your chicken strips for sure. Maybe wings. I say wings hesitantly because a lot of places, your traditional cafe candy, are adding beer and wine. Tremendous amount of people are adding just beer and wine. So that allows you to expand that menu this far, not like this. Expand it this, put in some wings, and you have a couple different sauces. No big deal. Fries for sure. And fries nowadays can be made in an air fryer or some other technology. You don't need a fryer for them anymore. They've done a fantastic job with their technology. So that's their nachos are always a winner. You can't go wrong with those. The pretzels now, those big giant Bavarian pretzels. So you use your nacho sauce, put half nacho sauce in there, slice up some sausages in there that don't go bad. And now next thing you know, you have a $15, $16 item with a beer, if people are doing beer and wine. So, you do little things like that. And the dessert, if it were me, I would do chocolate chip cookies if I had to. And I would do one of the single portion ice cream things, like that. Anything else, it just doesn't work, doesn't sell. So those are the top things. And it's funny you ask that question because every year in January, I go through our usage from our distributor. I have access to there, and I post everything, what's sold. And I've done that list for, I don't know, it's got to be 17 or 18 years now. And it has never changed except for one thing: water, because water in trampoline parks is so popular, but nothing has changed in 17 years off that top list of top 20 items except for water. It's the same thing. Yeah. And it's amazing. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
For me, I helped with operators for a long time before and still do with Beth here at Trainertainment. And one of the things I always tell people is, they'll get that one guest that asks for sweet tea, or they'll ask for a salad, or they'll ask and then they start changing everything about what they need to carry. They're like, well, how can I get salads? And I'm like, how many people asked you for that? They're like, one. I'm like, people, make it simple. People will order from the things that you have as long as you have a decent variety. They won't complain. They'll order. I go to Braves game and have gone to Braves games for a long time. And in the old stadium, they didn't have ice cream. It wasn't an option. You got frozen lemonade. That's what you got. That was the option. And you did it. And that's what you got.
That's great.
So, I know it's been a little bit of a struggle in the past couple of months. There's been, inflation is high in the United States right now. So how have you seen this affect food and beverage, and how do you see it changing it?
Good question. It's certainly brought focus to the cafe, which is good. I think people are taking food and beverage a lot more serious than they did a few years ago, even, it's on an arc, and I think that arc is coming up. It's made people focus on it and really look at their cost. And now there's nowhere to hide. I mean, there's just nowhere to hide. I mean, chicken strips are chicken strips or chicken strips. I mean, it doesn't matter. So it's forced people to take increases. Definitely seeing a lot of price increases coming up. You get $1 here, 50 cents there, $1.75, sometimes even more. And it's helped them focus and eliminate some items that just aren't moving, and taking up space. You're better off selling something at a higher food cost. At least you're moving it and bringing in revenue than you are having stuff sit there because it's not moving. So it's really forced people to look at their menu, look at those items, and look at the costing of them and make some decisions. And I think, listen, I'm a pizza salesman. What do I know, right? But I deal with people in grain, tomatoes, cows, and porks, man. I deal all across there, and I don't see any relief coming in the next, 8 to 12 months for sure. Real help, or changes. It'll be this much, be a little bit, cheese prices may come, 50 cents, $1.50, but they're not coming down $5 between now and September, that kind of thing, So I think the pain will be there for a while. And I think the way, again, my 4 or 5 customers that are really, really smart, they're focusing on that quality, like you said. So people don't mind paying X amount for a good basket of strips and fries that are hot and fresh, okay? Or a pizza or some hot nachos. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Whatever you give them, if it's good, nobody says anything. But if it's subpar, man, you're done. I mean, the room for margin is a lot less now because of that. So, and like I said, so on the beverage side, you're seeing a lot of price increases too. The craft beers that took off for a while, they're really gone up. So it's unfortunately, I think it's gonna be a little while if things soften up a bit.
Unfortunately, I think so too. But it's interesting what you just said is that, in a nutshell, us having to go through this, and it is horrible that we've gone through 2020 and then inflation came. It's like, give us a break in the family entertainment sector, please. But
yeah.
What this is doing is, it should, at least the good operator should focus on back to the business basics. What are my cost of goods? What are my best performing items? What can I shave of items that are not performing well and get them off my menu and be more efficient with less items that bring in the most money? Beth teaches the Pareto principle, which just says that 80% of your sales probably comes from 20% of the things that you sell out there anyway.
Sure.
So minimize it. Make it easier to order. Before I ask you the Think Tank signature question, are there any last bits of advice that you would like to leave our audience with today?
Yeah, I would say I'm very happy. In a crazy, odd way, and it's painful too. It's helped operators put more attention on food and beverage, and I think that's a good thing. So I would tell them, take a hard look at your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday business. And if you need an oven, get one. If you need a double door refrigerator, freezer, buy it, because that shows that's not only helping your cafe, but it's showing your team and the people who work there that you're doing something to help them and do their jobs in a place where it's hard to get work and labor. If it's hard for them, that's even harder. That's crazy. But so do something, invest in them somehow, some way with that, whether it's an incentive, but man, turn the attention towards your cafe and put the capacity in there now and do it so that when the business does start coming back and picking up in a big way, you're ready for it, or you can do better with another oven or another refrigerator, something like that. So I say invest in your future and do it now and don't wait. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah.
You touched on it's hard to get staff right now. I don't see that ending. I know BPAA put together this great profit break about the Sandstemic, which is just that the birth rate has been declining in the United States for the last 25 years. And then we had a lot of people retire over the last couple of years too. There are more jobs in this country than there are people to fill them, or will be people to fill them if the birth rates continue at which they are. So looking at your kitchen equipment in a way of what is most efficient, but also what makes it easier. And so like the conveyor ovens, for instance, it comes all the way through, so it gets it out of the heat. So I cannot burn up a pizza like putting the ones just like this in.
Yeah.
What are some of those other small things? And this is what we all operators and business owners should be challenged themselves. What are some of those other small things that, as we have less people to employ, we can make it more efficient and easier for them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you touched on one. First of all, go to one size pizza. That's it. Okay, no slices, so you eliminate your waste. Go to one size cup for your soda and icy or whatever mix you're using. Okay, now you're freeing up inventory. One size, get moving. Um, get. I know this sounds crazy. My son is 20. Okay, God bless him. He gets $20 in his hand in cash and he thinks he's rich. Never mind all the money he has on Venmo and this Mo and that Mo, whatever these apps they use. But the customers should make it easy to take their money, everywhere in the center. Make it easy to take my son's money and he'll give it to you, and that goes with a cafe. It drives me insane when I walk up and I buy something for $9.95 that comes to $10.40 with tax, and now they're counting out dollar bills and change at a cafe at a family entertainment center. That's crazy. Literally, it's crazy. Yeah. So, and it's a waste of time. So make it easy to take their money, go to one size, eliminate the menu. And you know what? Put your helmet on, get in that foxhole and live to fight another day, and a year from now say, you know what? I think we're ready to do this, or add a size, or let's add something else. Let's do some specialty pizzas. Let's add another hot dog, a big one, whatever it is. But do it a year from now. Right now, a lot of people have already done this. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir more or less. A lot of people have already done this, but I think you got to double down now, because this is not the inflation rate is not letting up, and neither is the supply chain issues and everything else. So I think I doubled down on what I've done if I was an operator. Yeah.
I think those are some awesome tips to leave our audience with to prepare for what's coming. Not just with inflation, but like I said, there's not going to be enough people to fill the staffing. So make it as easy as possible all the way around.
I speak from experience, Candy. I get around in the marketplace. I see what's going on. I mean, it's not what I think or what I want or what it's what I'm seeing. So.
Well, Jim, we like to close Think Tank by asking a signature question. Are you ready?
Oh, no. Yeah. Yes. All right. Go ahead.
What do you do on a consistent basis to grow yourself and others?
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what I've done over the last couple of years is, even before the pandemic and inflation, all this, whatever's going on right now, is it took me a while, but I rely on honest, brutal, straightforward communication with my employees, my prospects, and my customers. And sometimes it's not what anybody wants to hear, but I feel like I'm a small family business, and I have two things: my word and my pizza. Certainly not my good looks. I'm an old guy now, but so that's all I have, Candy. So
what
I feel like
outfit? You don't have those
anymore? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, I have a good-looking dog, but I took him. He just went home with my wife. So, so I feel like I have a responsibility to be honest, to help them make an informed business decision, whether they're just starting out or they're an existing operator who are asking for some help. I mean, again, I'm not a doctor, a lawyer, or a CPA, but you know what? I have just as much experience as them in pizza. I've been doing it for 30 years, so I have tremendous amount of knowledge and value to somebody's business. And I feel like if I had to be straight honest with them, because I'm at IAPA every year. They come by me. I want them to sneer at me. I want them to come and give me a hug and shake my hand and say, thank you, Jim, for helping us out. And even though they don't come with me, I have plenty of people who don't use my pizza, but they're good friends and colleagues. And I'll answer any question anytime. So, and I think the way to do that is to be just brutally straightforward with my suggestions, my knowledge, and my hard-earned advice. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, so what I say, I believe, has value, and I think that helps me help others grow, because you can rely on it. It's straightforward. It's no pie in the sky stuff. It's what's happening on the ground. So I try and be organic and truthful, and as much as I can. Sometimes it's hard. A lot of people don't want to hear that.
It's not always easy to have the hard conversations or to tell people to prepare for what they don't want to happen. So thank you again, Jim, for your time today. Where can I'm sure people will want to know more. So where can people find you and Perky's Pizza if they want to learn more or just connect with you?
Great. I'd love to, especially if people want to go try my pizza somewhere. We find it. We always have people say, where can I try your pizza? They call in and ask us. You can call our office here, 813-855-7700 is our office, or Jim@perkyspizza.com. You can find us on the internet at perkyspizza.com, Google Perky's Pizza. We come up all over the place. Or come see me at app in the corner at booth 100.
Always booth 100.
Yeah, and thank you for having me, Candy. I love these conversations. They're a lot of fun, and I love what you guys are doing at Trainertainment. I just love it.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you to everyone out there for spending Think Tank Thursday, this little bit of time with us to improve and grow your business. Thank you again to my 2022 digital sponsors there. And if you have an idea for Think Tank, somebody you want me to interview, if you want to be a guest on Think Tank, do not hesitate. Please email me, candy@trainertainment.net, and we will get you scheduled to be on here. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, my name is Brittany Betty, and I am the Regional Sales Director and Business Development Manager over at Betson Enterprises. Here at Betson, we are so excited to be a part of Trainertainment this year. For those of you who are unaware of Betson and what we do, we are the leading distributor of coin-operated equipment, and we are a family-owned business that has been around for 85 plus years. Please take a moment to watch a quick video on an introduction on the phased approach and turnkey solution we can offer you in your facility. Thank you so much for taking the time for watching. And if you have any questions and would like to reach out to me, I can be reached at my email at bbetty, BBETTI, at Betson, BETSON.com. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions or needs you might have in the family entertainment industry, and I would be happy to assist you. Thank you and have a great day.
Are you looking for ways to maximize profits and consolidate systems and processes? Join the Party Center Software and Party Center Pay family. Our suite of solutions makes it easy for you to run your family entertainment center or event business. Our online party booking system makes booking parties and events a breeze. Our point of sale system, digital waivers, and reports will help you simplify steps for your staff and make your guest experience seamless. Our online store allows you to sell products, gift certificates, and other services anytime, even when you're sleeping. But it doesn't end there. All of the solutions mentioned connect with our payment processing platform, Party Center Pay, making it easier than ever to manage your business. Not only can Party Center Pay save you money by cutting out extraneous fees, but Party Center Pay makes it easy to take online deposits or full payments, and we even have a contactless payment option. Paired with our incredible support team and dedicated customer success managers, growing and managing your business has never been easier. Schedule a call with us today to learn more.
my wife and I, this is a partnership with her and I, so we both agreed that, in creating Scary Strokes, that we want to make sure that we have the best available of everything. Embed just seemed like the perfect fit. Like, it was pretty streamlined and had the point of sales and the software for the redemption, and it just seemed, natural to us. So we've been with Embed since the very beginning. And so when Embed, it was introducing the mobile wallet, it seemed like a good opportunity for us to jump on, and it's wonderful. I mean, you reload your card from it, you redeem your tickets from it. There's nothing not to like about it. I mean, it's very convenient. It's very clever for sure.
Empowering your employees to manage your redemption area with confidence can be a challenge. The redemption counter is often the last stop your customers make before leaving your facility. That's why we do everything we can to help your staff make that experience one worth returning for. Our service packages allow you to reap the benefits of expertise and customer support, no matter where your business is in its maturity. The Advanced and Pro Service Bundles are unmatched by any other redemption provider in the industry. They allow you to get the support you need when you need it. Gain confidence in your redemption program, knowing your employees are taking advantage of benefits like exclusive redemption training, regular planogram refreshes, product performance and spending reports, and much more. All accessible from an online portal customized to your business. Learn more at services.redemptionplus.com.